Hi everyone, without further ado, I'd like to tell you absolutely everything about the new episode and what it's hiding. We'll mostly be based on the trailer and the leaks, but we'll cover this topic from a side that no one has ever seen before. Well, of course, I was very surprised by this shot with Kane as a very cute and pretty girl. Then Kane says that Pomni's cute crying face has left a very big mark on the internet. And we are apparently shown various thumbnails that show something so unpleasant that the creators decided to blur these images. Well, what could it be? Remember the other day when we talked about content farm channels, and you might have thought that we were talking about them, but I would like to assure you that we are talking about something completely different, namely various indecent animations or just images from Pomni that can only be viewed from the age of 18. And then Pomni starts to get very amused by all this, and Kane responds in his usual way that it's a consequence of being so popular. And then at the end, he doesn't leave Pomni and us without a prediction that it's only going to get worse. I think this is a reference to Gooseworx and Glitch, where our Goose acts as Pomni and also doesn't understand why this is happening to a very nice character. Then the really interesting spoilers start. One of them was the new location. Many were sure that in the new episode we will learn more about the lake or the amusement park, but the creators decided to surprise us with something new and showed Candy Canyon Kingdom. Let's talk a bit about this location. At first glance, it might seem like there's nothing interesting here, but if you take a closer look at this location, you'll notice that there are at least two of our old characters in this car, namely Jax and Kinger, and I'm sure all the others are there as well, but since they're all lower than these two, we just can't see them. And of course, in the amazing digital circus, things can't be that simple, and instead of a horse, I saw a very strange creature that is obviously not happy with what is happening to him. I won't torture you too long and tell you who it is. Remember one of the leaks from Gooseworx where we were shown this interesting character called the Gummy Elephant? I think the resemblance is obvious, but it also tells us that even the oldest Gooseworx leaks can be not just funny pictures, but real spoilers of events or characters of new episodes. And you'll see that from now on. Then we are shown one of the scenes from the new episode, which happens to take place in this colorful and bright place. But I think everyone has noticed the contrast that is felt from the very first seconds of watching. Outside, everything is bright and sweet, but inside it's more like some kind of escape movie from an old building. And Kinger holding a shotgun makes you think of the horrors our characters will face in Candy Canyon Kingdom. The only thing I still don't understand is what exactly is he doing? Is he trying to hit something, or is he just trying to end the life of one of the characters? I was also amused by the reference to McDonald's with Jax in the lead role. We all know that many customers in such establishments can be very rude to the staff, and so Kane could teach Jax a lesson by making him experience all the humiliation he inflicts on the other inhabitants of the digital circus. Very interesting was the fragment with the unfinished project of another new location. This stadium is still under construction, and I'm not even sure if we'll see it in the next episode. And then we just hear Sun wanting to kill Kane. I was shocked at first, but then we were told that Sun was just offended that Moon had 2 lines in the pilot and Sun had none. So Kane, to save his life, decided to agree and give Sun a few words in the new episode. I wouldn't have paid any attention to this scene at all if it wasn't for the fact that it was a perfect lead-in to one of the most important parts of this trailer. Meet the new characters. Some of them we already saw in one of the old leaks, and to be honest, I'm surprised by the quality of Gooseworx and Glitch's work. We've already seen this weird blue monster, the pink princess. This green creature has also been shown to us. This character was the most mysterious for me, and if everything was clear with the previous ones, then I had problems to find out his identity. And after watching the trailer, I am sure that this character is the same dinosaur cowboy we will meet in Candy Canyon Kingdom. What will happen to these characters in the new episode? Will one of them be abstracted? Recently we saw the announcement of the new episode of the amazing digital circus, in which in addition to new locations, commercials, and everything else, we were shown a lot of new characters. I counted 8 new characters, and we're about to get started. Many of these characters we have already seen in one of the leaks from Gooseworx. The first one in our video is this blue character right here. Let's give each character a name to help us all navigate. I see that he's structurally similar to Bubble, so let's call him Bub. You can immediately see that this character has appeared in the place where Jax will be spending his time. This is sort of the McDonald's of the digital circus world, and I think he will be there long before Jax gets there. It's probably the administrator of this place, and remember how I said that Jax can't act so outrageous for a long time. Most likely Kane decided to teach him a lesson and sent Jax to this character. Bub, on the other hand, is a normal NPC that Kane realized. I think he will act the same way Jax did with the other characters. Most likely, he will make nasty jokes about the rabbit, mock him in any way possible, or give him a very boring and difficult job. And only after Jax realizes what his mistake was, will he be able to go back, and then this fictional McDonald's and our Bub will just disappear. Let's talk about this interesting character. Whether it's a crocodile or a dinosaur is still unclear. But I'm sure it's a dinosaur, in which case it's very easy to name him. Dino, of course. You can also immediately understand that Dino will be a member of the Candy Canyon Kingdom location. And Gooseworx themselves have confirmed that this character will be their favorite in the new episode. I'm sure he'll be the first one we see in Candy Canyon Kingdom. If we can say so, he will be our so-called guide in the new location. Looking at this location, we see a castle. However, on the spoiler where Dino was shown, we can only see a field, mountains, and sky. I think that once our characters get to Candy Kingdom, he will meet them and take them to the castle itself and explain to them what and how it is organized here and who they should listen to. I don't think he will be a villain, just a normal NPC who will appear for a few minutes. I think she lives in the castle all the time, and rarely sees the previous two characters. When the characters we already know see her for the first time, I think they will be happy because they will think that now they are going to stay in this wonderful, sweet place. But after a while, the characters will realize that Prin Peach is not just the princess of this place, but she is literally as much artificial intelligence as Caine. I think the digital circus is just one of the locations in this amazing game. And just like Candy Canyon Kingdom is the area that our princess controls, and since they are parts of the same whole, the mechanics there are the same. So our characters hope that Prin Peach will be a kind and gentle girl is nothing, and the horrors she can show them are no less than what Caine showed, maybe even more. And about the characters who will live in this mystical house, let's call it that. Now and we'll go speech. I think the main character of this place will be Allie. If you're wondering why I gave her that name, you'll remember the leaked image of her and how much she looks like a classic alien. I'm pretty sure she's owned this house for centuries. Judging by the way she's dressed, I can safely say she died around the 18th, 19th centuries, which means she's been living in this mystical house for at least 125 years. And for some reason, I'm sure she's managed to build a huge number of traps and various puzzles that our characters will have to solve on their way to her. And in general, she looks like a very beautiful and attractive girl. Perhaps in her youth she was from a noble family and some thugs or bandits decided to rob her, and as a result she died at a very young age. Despite the fact that she is a ghost, I somehow think that she will be a positive character, unlike Prin Peach, and all the traps she sets serve only one purpose: to determine who really needs her and who is willing to do anything to meet her. By the way, that scene with Kinger happened after their meeting, not before, but later, and at the moment, only she and Prin Peach are real people, and all the others we told you about are just temporary NPCs. Now here comes the cutest creature I've ever seen, and it's this cute gopher named Goofy, who is our Allie's pet. Unfortunately, the fate of this cute gopher is as tragic as that of its owner. I think he'll make an occasional appearance in a new episode like Bubble, or maybe Allie created him so she wouldn't feel so sad and lonely. But trust me, she will not be lonely, at least not because of him. And now we're going to talk about the most mysterious character not only of the Mystic House, but of the whole new episode in general. Tappy, that's his name. And it's because of him that Allie has set so many traps. For a long time, Tappy has wanted to take over the house in order to carry out his evil plans. Since he is only a tape, he cannot move on his own. However, he has another power. He can create various creatures to help him. At the moment, however, Allie is very good at dealing with them herself. But who can stop Tappy from gathering all his powers and creating a very strong monster that can bypass all of Allie's traps and then take over the house? You might wonder how he manages to stay in the house for so long and why Allie doesn't just throw him out. Take a closer look at his eyes. They allow Tappy to make music. And what's wrong with that, you ask? It's because this music isn't what everyone else is listening to. Tappy's music does two things. One, it drives Allie crazy, and two, it's the music that creates new monsters. By the way, remember that fragment with Kinger where he's trying to kill somebody with a shotgun? And for some reason, I have a feeling that it was Tappy who was the toy he was beating. Well, this is the end of our video. Good luck and success to everyone, and see you soon in new videos.